Have several items that I want to visit with you about this evening, starting with what is being done with the renovation of the Historical Museum. And actually, for the past couple of years, our people have been working with Anita Schlott and Deborah Baker at the museum to accomplish the first of several phases of much needed improvements at the museum. The general contractor for Phase 1 is DBG Construction. And Phase 1 included a variety of things, such as addressing long-term water issues through the installation of sump pumps. The contractor completed lead paint abatement, replaced windows, painted window frames. Then a subcontractor cleaned the exterior of the building, waterproofed it from the ground up. Then waterproofed it below ground level and installed a French drain system on the north and west sides of the building as well. All of the work in the initial phase is now done except basically for some punch list items. The cost of this phase is a little over $202,000, all of which is funded through the 2000 Capital Improvement Sales Tax. And of course, all the work has been done, and anything that is done to that museum will be done to meet the requirements of the State Historical Preservation Office. Phase 2 renovations are coming soon. In fact, we hope to have these out to bid by the end of August and start the work this fall. Phase 2 includes remodeling of the restrooms for ADA improvements, LED lighting, and electrical upgrades. And then we'll also have a Phase 3 that will involve the upgrading and replacement of the heating and air conditioning systems at that building as well. And of course, all of Phase 2 and 3 will be funded from allocations from the 2000 sales tax as well. So a lot of very much needed improvements that are occurring in phases at the museum. Second item I want to visit with you about is sales tax and also use tax. In the future, beginning with this is the first report of our new fiscal year, and we're now going to be talking about use tax as well as sales tax when we do these once a month. Although the amount isn't nearly as large, use tax collections are an important source of our revenue. This idea was Warren's. He had a good idea to begin including a review of use tax collections in conjunction with sales tax. Just as one example, in some situations, use taxes will be converted to sales taxes for reporting purposes. And when we look at these totals in a minute, you'll see that. But for example, Amazon. Right now, the taxes we get from Amazon are under the use tax designation, but when they get a physical location or nexus in the state of Oklahoma, they'll become sales tax. So with that, because we need to start talking about both of these in the same context, I just think it makes much more sense to do that. Of course, we also need to continue to identify these two revenue sources separately because we have public safety allocations, parks allocations, and CIP allocations that we need to be able to separate that out for as well. But in terms of the use tax data, as you can see, both for the first check of this fiscal year and the last two checks of the last year, a huge increase over what we had before. That's basically due to Amazon and the taxes that we're getting as a result of that. But anyway, we've had 3 months of very significant tax collection increases for use tax. You can also see that this is the second consecutive month now that we've been over a 3% increase from the previous years in sales tax collections as well. So we're pleased with that. Hopefully that's the start of a new trend upward, but 2 good months in a row, and we're pleased with that as well. So good news both on sales tax and use tax. And again, in the future, every month we'll be combining these and talking about both of these. The next section, I want to talk about 5 different trail projects and where we stand on some of those. The first of these is Spring Creek Trail from I-35 to Spring Creek Park. This is a 3.2 mile trail, 18 feet wide. The asphalt work on this trail is currently set to begin, I believe, later this week. We do believe that this project will be substantially complete before the end of the summer, so we're hopeful that this one will be finished in the near future. The second one is the I-35 Frontage Road Trail access. We're actually working to get access to the new Spring Creek Trail from the frontage road on I-35. We do have some funding from ODOT to help us with that connection as well. And so we're working on that as well. I put a little additional information in some of your material in here, but additional construction with this project would also involve side path extensions from 15th Street along the frontage road, actually to the Mercy entrance. So you can see up there where we're looking at that as well. The third section is the Integris trailhead connection. In fact, on tonight's agenda, we have an item that, a contract amendment basically, that would help us in the terms of the design for a quarter-mile trail connection that would go from Spring Creek Trail to the parking lot of the Integris Medical Office Building. And as soon as the design work is completed for this spur, then we hope to be able to move forward with construction of this before the end of the year.
We had always assumed that we'd be able to get work through an access on the west end through a wellness park area that has been slow to develop. There's been some ownership potential changes, and so we do have a challenge. We could have a trail open that you can only get to from one end, which would be from the lake, until we get at least the Integris connection built, until we get this other frontage road connection built, and both of those will take time because one of them still involves ODOT and working through their process, and the other just will just take time to design and build. So we've got everything's being initiated with design, but unfortunately we could have the nice big trail and no way to get to it from the west end. Now I just want to make you aware of that. That is still a big challenge for us because we've just not been able to secure everything we needed with the development of the wellness park, and so when we first open up it may be very awkward.
The fourth one is the Route 66 trail. This trail is part of the trail that goes around Arcadia Lake. This particular piece is part of an ODOT construction project which is under design. The trail that is being planned from Midwest Boulevard to Post is just under 2.5 miles in length. The initial construction will be between the Edmond Park and Central States Park at the lake, which is just over a distance of 1.5 miles. And we believe at this point this project will be an ODOT fall bid letting as well. And then the fifth project concerning trails is the Creek Bend Trail. And this trail would extend from the new Spring Creek Trail and go west to Coltrane. It would be about 1.2 miles. It would be 12 to 14 feet wide in that area, a paved trail. We also believe that we're going to be successful in securing some funding for this project as well. The initial design work is completed, and we hope to be able to start the right-of-way acquisition process in the near future. So, any questions on any of those trail segments? Because we've talked a lot about some of these. Some of these are taking longer than we anticipated, but hopefully that's an informative update on where 5 of those are moving.